It is common for workers today to hold a strike so that they can make gains in their workplace. Union workers band together to have a stronger voice in the workplace. They'll go on strike, and a strike is when workers will join together. They pay dues to the union, and then the union will represent them when making contract demands with employers. If need be, they'll stop working to force the hand of employers. And one example is the Minneapolis truckers strike in 1934. There were 30,000 unemployed at that time. Many business owners had their own tactics to combat unions. They would form groups, their own type of union, so to say, in order to organize against the issues that were caused by union strikes and union demands. In the 1930s, of course, as we have talked about recently in this class, you have the Great Depression. Spreads throughout the country. You have unemployment everywhere. People losing jobs, businesses going under. So the government steps in, with the New Deal, which included 1933's National Recovery Act, which helped put people back to work, and the country got things going again. They have unions that get formed, a lot of times coal mines, farmers unions, truckers unions. This happens throughout the country. Canneries, tobacco farms. Many types of jobs. People could join a union at their place of employment. Like I said, there were about 30,000 unemployed in Minneapolis in 1934. So that's a major issue facing that economy at the time. But it's not just Minneapolis, of course, where there are issues at. All throughout the country, you have strikes popping up. The prices were rising at this point as the country was turning things around a bit from the Depression. The problem was the wages were not going up. So, from Toledo to San Francisco, Cleveland, Seattle, along with Minneapolis, of course, you have major strikes going on in 1934. It's always workers versus employers scenario. The workers feeling that their best chance to make the employers negotiate with them is to band together and stop working and force the hand of the owners. Different groups will help each other out. You'll have farmers supplying food, or women helping out at kitchen pantries, secretaries giving up information that they pick up from the employers and passing that on to union members. But mayhem, breaks out. You have strikers and police, and then these hired deputies by the employers, just battling it out in the streets. This is a case where the strikers were very willing to meet violence with violence. And there were officers and deputies who died along with strikers. How did we get to this point? I think if we take a look back in this country's history leading up to the 1934 strike in Minneapolis, which is a turning point of labor in this country, we'll see what it is, government action, political issues, and including people getting accused of communism or socialism or terrorism. What led? Well, what events led us to this chaos that happened?